So next, after our boss comes out, we want to be able to beat our boss. And after we beat the boss, beating the boss would spawn the next stage, and our stage would continue to grow as the game goes on. So uh, let's take a look at how things are happening, and then we're going to change a couple things. So right now, the enemy is spawning the boss right here that says if the score field is greater than 3, so right now my score is 4, it's going to spawn a boss. Now this is going to cause a problem. We're going to be able to fix that problem though. The problem is this: after I kill my boss, a new enemy is going to come out. And as long as the score field is greater than 3, it's going to put a new boss. So basically it's going to put a new boss instantaneously. So watch this. Let me kill the boss. Takes 5 hits. Okay, now once I kill this one enemy ship, a boss will respawn. Why is that? Well, let's take a look back at the code there. It says if the score field is greater than 3, is it greater than 3? Yes. So what are we going to do? We're going to create a new boss. So I'll just show you. Run it. And see, right away, it spawns a new boss. This is not the way we want our game to function. So we're going to be able to fix that with our stage spawning here. So let's take a look at the boss now. What happens when the boss is done? When the boss is done, it creates a new enemy. And then the enemy creates a boss. What we're going to do is have the boss create a stage object. And when the stage object is done, when it's done blinking, we're going to have it spawn enemies based on whatever stage it's on. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by upgrading our ship a little bit. Our ship needs to know what stage it's on. So I'm going to do that with a static variable. I'm going to put the variable right here. It's going to control the stage of the game. And it's going to be a public static variable. This is going to allow us to control it from other classes. And I'm just going to say int stage. And we also want to, in the constructor, when our ship is created, we want to set the stage. Stage equals 1. So this will check our stage. What is the stage of the game? And we'll have a way to update the stage. Okay, next, we're going to go back to the stage object. So our stage is going to be responsible for spawning all the enemies for the different stage. So at stage 2, it's going to spawn 2 enemies, and stage 3 is going to spawn 6, or however you want it to do, however you want your game to act. That's what we're going to do. But in order to do that, we need the counter to be passed into the stage. So we've done this before. It's private score, and we've been calling it score field. And the constructor should then take in a score field. So here's the constructor. It's going to take in a score field. And after stage equals 2 here, I'm going to put this dot score field is equal to score field. Hey, let me explain what's happening there, just so you understand. this is a score field, and by passing it into the stage, we now have control of it. And we've given it this variable name called score field. So it comes in here, and then we take control of it with this line. Now, well, what is the stage? Well, each time this is going to be created, the stage is going to be a different stage, and it's controlled by the ship. So I'm going to go to ship.stage, and that's how this is going to be set. So whatever my ship stage says it's at, that's what it's going to be reflected here. Okay, let me check my notes here. Okay, let's go to the boss level, the boss code here. And here I'm on line 84 on mine. I don't know where you're at on yours, but it's where I add the enemy back in. We're no longer going to add the enemy. I'm going to add a stage to the screen. And I no longer need to create a new enemy. But I do want to do this world equals get world thing, because that lets me easily get a hold of the world. And let's see, after that line, I want to make a new stage object. So I'm going to say stage with a capital S, and I'm just going to call it stage equals new stage, and I have to send it the score field. And see, I called it stage, so that's what needs to go here. We're going to put the stage on when we add an object to the world, but here I don't want to add it to the width of the world. I actually want to add it to half the height of the world and half the width of the world. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add it to world.getWidth, and I'm going to go divided by 2. And the next is going to be world.getHeight divided by 2. So world.getHeight divided by 2. This is great. No matter what the size of my world is, the stage text is always going to go right in the middle of the world. And this is great. Now, when the boss gets defeated, it will add a stage object. Now let's check it out. Let's make sure that that's working. So I'm going to go ahead and run my game. And it takes 4 hits, and then here's my boss, and my boss should spawn the stage. Now it says stage 1, which isn't quite right. Let's fix that, and then we'll be done with this part of the video. So right now it's called stage 1. It defeats the boss, and it goes on and adds the stage object, but it says the wrong stage number. So let's fix that. We'll fix the problem with the stage number inside of stage, and we're going to do it in the constructor. In the constructor, we set stage equal to ship.stage. Well, if before that line we just add 1 to ship.stage, this will work. Now we can do this 2 ways. You can do ships.stage++. That's the shortcut. That's what I'm going to put there, but I'm going to put a little note here that says this means ship.stage equals ship dot stage plus 1. Look how many more characters I had to type to do the same thing with just doing ship plus plus. I had to type a lot more here. So I'm just being more efficient by putting ship dot stage plus plus. Now, if I run this and I get 4 enemies, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will kill the boss and it should say stage 2. There we go. So in the next video, we'll talk about how this stage object is going to spawn our next stage.